Hey everyone, welcome to the bag. If you're new, consider sub. I normally do content for like prize picks and mainly for sports betting, but as you guys already know, July 13th was definitely one that's going to be etched into the history books forever. Um, we know that Garland and Ray are conducting an investigation currently, and we're waiting to see what their report is, but I don't know about you guys, but I don't put too much stock into Garland or Ray to have a bipartisan investigation, so to speak. We do have some facts that came out. Um, Now, I'm hearing different stories. I'm hearing at first they were saying that they knew like a minute and 40 seconds before the shooter started doing what he did, that they knew he was there. And then I'm hearing other places that they actually knew 26 minutes before the incident took place that they knew about his presence. But anyhow, this video here is going to be about the security details, Secret Service, and I don't, other contractors and stuff like that are involved. But as far as for the security detail, just as a whole that day, just complete epic failure. And it almost cost Trump his life, which luckily God's hand is on Trump and may he continue to protect him. But anyhow, I don't have, military experience. I don't, this isn't my area at all, let alone my area expertise. But now this is been entered into the record. I can't think of the lady's name. I think it's Carlittle or something like that. The one that was appointed by Jill or recommended by Jill Biden as head of the Secret Service or whatever. So I'm guessing she made the calls for the security detail. But this is my whole point. Even I don't know much about this stuff. Now, I don't know if they had a second team on this roof, but I do know that this is where they had two counter snipers at, which it was one of these snipers that took out the shooter who was prone here on this building. Okay. And this right here was the stage where obviously where Trump was. And approximately 390 feet from the shooter to Trump, which is basically like 140 yards or something like that, 148 yards. So not very far. And then furthermore, they were saying that they had security detail inside this building. So I have a lot of questions myself right now at this point. So if your security detail wasn't on the roof because according to her, it sloped too much. If they were in the building, it's not like they should all be sitting there watching the door. They should have a 360 watch perimeter around this whole building. So it still raises the question as to how this guy or this kid was able to climb up a ladder and get on this roof, less than 200 yards from Trump, right? But my point is this: I don't know very much, but obviously I would have had four Secret Servicemen, which are the bodyguards to protect, cover Trump near the stage. And then, of course, you're going to have two ground men on the left and right here, right? And then I would have a sniper team here to watch this way. I would have had another team on this side watching, because this is pretty close up. So I'm just going off what I can see here. I don't know what other buildings and all that are here, but I would have had another sniper team on this way, on this side, looking this way. And then the most obvious place is I would have had, if not here on this roof here, another Overwatch team so that you got a complete coverage all around. And then, not to mention, like I said, your ground units, they would have been back here, watching the crowd covering that. And then the other thing I know that's not in this picture is that there was a water tower not too far from here somewhere, and that was pretty high up. At least from what I seen, it looked pretty high up. So I would have had two other men up on the water tower, um, if not for snipe, just to watch the crow's nest, so to speak, to be able to watch all the rooftops and everything else or something. I mean, it just I don't get it. It's it whether however, like, I know opinions are like holes and everybody got one, but however, like, there's no however you want to slice it, whether this was malice or just complete incompetence. um the Secret Service, which is supposed to be the best of the best to protect presidents like President Trump, who's the nominee, who might be the future president, could epically fail like this, especially when they knew at least a minute and 40 seconds before the guy started taking shots that they knew he was there. And then the other thing I'm thinking about that nobody mentioned is because I know, like I said, I know there's different security detail, like Secret Service, local police department, and so forth. I know they're not all on the same radio channel, so to speak, radio waves. So I get that they can't communicate directly to each other, which that's another thing I don't really understand. But again, hand signals. Like, even though they could communicate over radio, like, don't you have somebody to pass hand signals like danger, threat, something? It makes no sense to me. This makes no sense to me whatsoever how this happened, and if it wasn't, whether it was malice or incompetence, this should have never happened. Nobody should have been able to get on this rooftop to begin with. So I don't know, guys. This is tragic. Very tragic. This shouldn't happen to any political figure, let alone Trump. This shouldn't happen to anybody. Um, I don't condone the violence. I don't, and I'm not saying to go commit violence. I just want I want the country to unite, and I want, what most Americans want. This is crazy. And if you're wondering why I took the previous video down and put up, is because it wasn't completely accurate. But in my defense, I can't understand half of what Joe Biden is saying, but they're looking to pass the Freedom to Vote Act, which if that one passes, that's the one that will give illegals, a way to vote, which that's of course what they want. They want those 20 million votes. But anyways, this is what we're talking about. This is just absolutely mind blowing. And then people on the left, the far left, they're gonna sit here. They keep saying, oh, that he was a Republican and he had Trump signs in his front yard. But yet, when it comes to the fact that he donated to the Democrat Party, basically, which was the Act Blue or whatever, they try to say, "Oh no, that wasn't him. That was somebody else." As far as I know, it's a confirmed fact. It wasn't much. He donated just $15, but he donated $15 basic to the Democrats. So if you ask me, I don't care what he registered as, which we already know a lot of, you know. I don't know what you would call them if they, progressive leaning people. They were wanting them to register Republican to vote, to try to vote up Nikki Haley, which we already know all about that. So that very well could be it. But it don't make any sense for you to sit here and say that this guy was a Republican and he went up there and tried to take out Trump. I mean, it makes no sense. Absolutely no sense. Our side is not the ones out there, committing the violence, And that's the other thing. The left, with all the rhetoric they push, oh, he's Hitler. He's a threat to democracy. Dan Goldman straight up came out on the news the other day and said that he should be eliminated. I mean, when you're pushing rhetoric like that, and your deranged fan base absolutely believes it, what do you think they're going to go do? This is exactly what they're going to go do. And so I'm not trying to go too far down a rabbit hole here. It's just this has a lot of question marks around it. And I'm sure a lot of people are waiting to find out more info of see what they turn up on this investigation. And but Trump, as far as I'm concerned, he should definitely hire his own security detail for sure, because um, whether it was for malice or just complete incompetence, he almost lost his life Saturday. So this is tragic, very tragic. And yeah, I'm glad they beefed up the security intel and everything, but we're still waiting to find out what the deal is with this. What happened? But I'm not going to be at all surprised if they come back and say, "Oh, our investigation revealed that he acted alone and there were no accomplices." And as far as what they're going to say his motive is, I really have no idea. It sounds to me they may say like, "Oh, well, he was bullied in school and everything, so he just lashed out or something." I really don't know how they're going to spin this. I really don't know. But hopefully no more attempts are made on Trump's life or anything like that. Hopefully the madness calms down. Our side's not trying to go at anybody on the left or Joe Biden. We don't want none of that. So Joe was the one who said to calm things down. You wanted unity, all this and that. So if that's true, please stop pushing this rhetoric about Trump being a threat to your democracy and calling him Hitler and all this and that, because that's honestly not true. It's not true. So I appreciate you guys as always. If you do want to donate to the channel, it may be in this description for my PayPal or Cash App. If not, just look at one of my previous videos and it'll be somewhere in there. It's not required. It would appreciate it. It would help the channel out. And if you are into the prize picks content, stuff like that for NBA season, because we're getting ready to come up on that, and I will be putting out content this season again, be sure to subscribe. And thank God, really, because we almost lost everything Saturday, guys. We almost lost our hope to restore a great America, in my opinion. So thank you, Lord, and may you continue to protect Trump as well as every other politician out there. I want the violence to stop. There's no need for this, There's no need for any of this. This is completely senseless. We want a lawful law and order America restored. We don't want chaos, right? Okay. I usually close out my videos with a prayer, so dear Lord, may you continue to bless us with the simplest of blessings, such as waking up tomorrow, and may you continue to protect Trump as well as all the rest of the politicians, and continue to have your hand on and to bless America. Amen. All right, you guys. I appreciate y'all as always. Sorry about the first video. I think only 2 people watched it, but it wasn't completely accurate. Hopefully the Freedom Act don't pass, but as I said, even if it don't pass, I wouldn't be surprised if illegals undocumented are going to try to vote in this election anyways. Hopefully we'll get the mess straightened out. Hopefully we could get Trump back into the White House so he could start getting us back to a better America, an independent America, and all of that good stuff. All right, till the next video, guys. Take it easy.